Hey, Vic here for thepracticalprepper.com, and welcome back to another video. We're going to continue along the lines of things we're doing in the fall to help out in the spring, and that is to change some of the land, the homestead land, from what it's doing right now to what we want it to become. So particularly what we're going to work with is, a lot of you have seen this particular layout. This is the swale layout below the house. And just to kind of reintroduce, this is the road crossing culvert. This is the main swale, and this is the toe swale. We have 3 spillways that come off the swales, and if you've seen some of the other videos, you've actually seen that overflow. It's been pretty impressive. Now, we've kind of changed our attention. We have a lot of thistle. Native thistle comes in, and of course thistle is going to grow wherever nothing else will grow. It comes back in. It starts to help with some of the soil retention. What we've done is we're trying to get rid of it. We're trying to bring back in what we want there, even though we're not sure what we're going to do with this section yet, not totally, because as we kind of move along through the process of the swale and the homestead, we stop and we do a self-evaluation, and we think about where we've been and where we still want to go. And plans change a lot. So we know we want to do certain things, and that's what we're doing in this video. We're going to do what I'm calling the Interswale pasture area, and I'm going to create pasture with dry grass. That is 4 different wheat grasses, a crested, and about 3 other different varieties. All are dry pasture grass, so they need very little water, and they'll produce. We have those right now. If you look on some of the videos, you'll see from about where these spillways are this way, especially when you get into this pocket, you'll see a lot of that wheatgrass in here. And guess what? Very little thistle. So we're going to try to push it out. And in this video, what I've done is I've got the thistle, or excuse me, I've got the seed. I'm going to use the tractor. We've cleared all this out. You'll see a little bit of that. We cleared out the area, and it's between the 2 swales and from the spillways to the road, to this drop road, which is the edge of the property. We also did a little bit above the toe swale on the side. There's open area there. It gets a lot of thistle. So what I've done is, in the video, I've broken this up as much as I can with the tractor, and went in and seeded about 3 times the recommended amount for grass, figuring I don't know what kind of germination rate I'm going to get, and I don't know how many seeds the quail are going to pick up. So hopefully that does the trick. So basically, we're seeding these whole areas. I'll seed it. I'll brush it in with a rake and kind of knock it down and give it a little light cover. And then we're going to see what happens. And I think in the spring we're going to start to see the grass up. And as it comes up, we're going to see the spots that are there and go back in and seed again, and seed the spots that aren't quite filled in. So we're very hopeful that we get a nice area in here that looks like pasture. And it's got some nice tall wheatgrass. This area over here is just really nice. I love it. I mean, you walk down through the pathway and you've got, grass, up to your hip. It's pretty cool, and hopefully we can get that to take over here. So here's a little video of what we did to do it, and then we'll follow this up in the spring and see what the outcome is. So here we go. You've kind of seen the area behind me. You can see kind of the grass in front of me. We're just going to keep expanding this dry grass, and it's a pasture grass, so it's going to be really good in between. It's going to get more basically from the swales that we irrigate. Whatever water isn't there propagates downhill, and it actually runs down toward the other swale. So it will actually pick up some moisture from that, but the grassland we're going to use is designed with minimal water, and that's what we need for now. The goal at this point is to cover the ground so we don't keep losing carbon out of the soil, and to stop any kind of erosion so that we can hold soil in place. And that's really the goal of the grasses. But we're going to see what happens, and we'll revisit this whole thing next early spring and see how it does. But you can see how much we pulled out of here. And we'll continue to do that. This isn't going to be a one-time project. This is going to be something, if you've got one of these issues, that you're going to have to keep hitting year after year. But as theory of permaculture goes, figure out what you can do a little bit, step back and observe, and then see what your step is from there. So the idea here, of course, is we're not going to do everything at once. We're going to chip at it. The other thing I need to do is go over and recut the rolling dip where we have, if we get water run off of there and come down. And my plan is to grass all that in, put seed on all that as well. I've got a little bit of rock I'm going to dump on the top, and I'll probably show you that later, but so be right back. Okay, we're back with you, but it's a little different day here. I had originally planned to try and get this area cleared behind us and get all of basically all of this thistle out, which we've managed to get all of that out. Time got a little short yesterday, weather got a little nasty, so we suspended work. We're back in here this afternoon. I've got the pasture mix, the dry pasture mix I want to put down, and it's going to be seeded in this area around the corner and above the Interswale on the south side. So right now what I've been doing is running through with the tractor. A lot of this land has been compacted. They've had horses, so they've just pounded on it. So part of what I'm trying to do is loosen up as much as I can, and then I'll get this seeder and we'll run around and we'll start seeding this whole area. Once we have a bunch of seed down, I'll run back through with the tractor and I'll just use the blade and I'll knock it all down so I got some coverage on it. And then we'll pretty well leave it. You have twice a year to put this mix down. This is 3 different kinds of grass. Most of it's dry wheat type of grass. But you have 2 periods. You got the spring and then you have the fall. And the fall, they say, is September 1st to October 15th. So we're right up against that deadline. So we'll start moving forward. I'm going to go ahead and get some of this, continue to get some of this roughed up. And as soon as that's done, we'll load the hopper and we'll start putting some seed down. So I have a very small area here to kind of work with, so you'll kind of see my tractor. I've got it digging as deep as we can. We're getting down around 6 inches or so, 8 inches, which is enough to hold the grass for now. And once we start building the soil back up, it'll be better and better. So I made a few passes with the soil, and then I was using the walk-around spreader, and I found that to be just a piece of crap. So pretty much just used it to hold the seed, and I just kind of run around, and I've had a good luck on the swales with just hand broadcasting. So I decided the heck with it. Seemed to be kind of a game for the pup dog, so we just went out and just hand seeded. Just seemed to be the best solution to a lousy problem. We've finished seeding. Behind you, this whole area between the swales is now seeded with the grass. We got the area above the Interswale. That's all seeded in. I'm just going to go back through with a real light rake and just kind of knock it all down. And then I also got a chance to do a little bit on the road crossing and that area where we've got some exposed soil. So I've kind of reseeded over there. So I'll knock it down with a rake real quick, and then we're going to pull out of here. It looks like we'll get some rain, and that's what I was hoping for. I'd get it in the ground, get it spread out, get it in the ground, and get a little moisture on it. That should do well to set the seed. So this project will see really what comes around in spring, and I'm really hoping that we see a lot of grass and less thistle.